Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, I'm here. I am here. I just thought this would be a good musical intro. Dun, 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 dun. Hello, everybody. Just a little one here today. No, wait. Not a little one. A big one. Potentially. We're here for the announcement of Guild Wars Tetris. The long anticipated next installment in the franchise. You will be able to move small pieces of falling blocks shaped like all your favourites. Scarlet, Ellen Keel, Tiny, both wheelchair and non-wheelchair variations. Yeah, hello everyone. Today is the Summer Games Fest. So I'm doing something a bit weird here. In fact, let's just check this actually works, shall we? That's probably a good idea. Go. There you go. That's the Summer Games Fest. And I don't know how long have we got. We've got about an hour and 5 minutes until it starts. And we know that Arenanet has a presence there this year. They did some cryptic stuff recently. They've thrown a little teaser out. They sent me some concept art, some physical concept art that we did a video on. It's been pretty exciting. Oh, we're getting memberships and stuff. Thanks to John for the 10 members and $10. He says hopefully we can raise our coffee as well as our banners. Here's to hoping. And Bob at the Hobbit. So the big theory here, the big idea, is that this could be Guild Wars 3. This could be the next big moment. So this might look really silly if it ends up a small announcement, if it ends up a small thing. But I was struck by inspiration earlier. I have a fun idea. So let's redo this intro, actually. I'm probably going to post this on YouTube. So give me 1 second here, and I'll tell you what we're doing. But I thought, well, just before I do that, I thought I'd say hello to people in the chat. Caffeine Injected, $5. Guild Wars Legends of the Mist, you think? Well, the Steam game name was Mistforged, right? So you're pretty close. If you guys have other theories, I think someone was going to try and make a bingo card earlier. I don't know if we've got that somewhere. But yeah, we're about an hour early, so we can chit-chat. But not that much, because I got something very cool. Something very WoodenPotatoes, I think. Well, not very cool. Don't get your hopes up. I'll tell you what, the last few hours, anything I've been doing, people have been going mental. I slept terribly today. I slept like all day with this tiny little dachshund that I've been looking after that was snuffling around. I basically... It's an untrained dog, right? So if I leave it on its own, it just screams and barks all day. If I have it with me, it wants constant attention. It just has crazy energy all the time. Doesn't matter how much you walk it, it's got a ball that it just loves. And I needed to sleep, and I was like, I don't know. I honestly don't know what to do. I can crate it when it wants to sleep, but if he doesn't want to sleep, that's it. I'm screwed. So I tried to sleep with him. He shouldn't really be on my bed. But I tried to sleep with them on the bed, and I don't know. I guess Dachshunds they're German, and I think they're badger hunters. That's literally what it means, right? Isn't Dachshund? Don't you say it Hunt? We got any Germans in chat? Oh, we do. I see some. But it means badger hunter, right? Anyway, he loves digging, and so you put him on a bed, and he wants to get under the sheets constantly. And I was laying there for like 9 hours trying to sleep with just this dog going ballistic all around me all the time. So anyway, I'm sleeping. I wake up, I get onto Discord, and everyone's like, oh, he's been so silent. Oh, what's he doing? No, I am not there at the Summer Games Fest. There is a reason I've been silent for the past couple of days, and I will tell you. I will tell you before the end of this video here. So you will see. Oh my god, I know. With the 50 NOK. Hello, this is John Arenanet. Are you ready to not swing your sword and then swing your sword again? Please buy Guild Wars Tetris. Very good. Cograt with the 10 memberships. Thank you. Yeah, it's funny you mentioned the swinging your sword thing. It's funny you mentioned that. No, it's not a face reveal. No, I'm not doing a face reveal. But I will show you guys. Though that is on the cards, as I've been mentioning. Keep an eye on my other channels. My coin collecting. You guys saw my hand earlier today. Those lucky few of you in the WoodenPotatoes Discord got to see me holding a £1 coin earlier. It was quite the tease. I'm sure everyone will agree. I just want to do a couple of quick back and forth questions. If you guys have any questions, anything you're burning for me to know, just drop a question now. I'm looking at the live chat exclusively right now. Is Guild Wars 2 worth getting back into? You haven't played in God knows how many years? I think it depends on your tastes. Obviously, we've seen over all the years since it's been out. How many years exactly has Guild Wars 2 been out now, guys? What anniversary are we at now? You know, if it's not the kind of RPG you like, then you're not going to be... It depends how casual you are, how mid-core you are, how hardcore you are, what you value and prioritize. You know, would I recommend it to a hardcore PvPer anymore? No. Would I recommend it to a hardcore world PvPer? I don't know whether I'm even qualified to say that, because it's been so long now since I've been into World vs. World. There you go, 14 years. 14 years. That's a lot of history, isn't it? Well, to that end, check this out, guys. Ready? Well, hello everybody, and welcome to another video. I have something quite special. If you are watching this video on YouTube, I originally produced this live, and the current moment is we are 1 hour before the Summer Games Fest happens. Before a bunch of devs go on a stage, show us their trailers, juicy new stuff that's happening, and Arenanet is there. So we have a big announcement coming. Everyone's very, very excited that it might be the third installment in the franchise, or at least something big in the franchise. And so I'm here an hour before that, playing some Guild Wars 2. And we're going to look at some other games. And as soon as the Guild Wars 2 stuff's done, we'll ignore all the other games and crawl back into our cave. No, so if it's a big new moment, I thought, what would be fun? What can I do as WoodenPotatoes that has been here oh so long now? 14 years for Guild Wars 2. 21 years for Guild Wars 1. Well, okay, I wasn't on YouTube for all 21 of those years, let's be clear. I think I only started... Guild Wars 1 started 05, and I started my first videos in 09? The end of 09, was it? So a bit in. I consider myself to be a latecomer, and I know that seems silly, but I really do. You look at a bunch of those other guys. Doombox have been doing videos before me. Mike, if you remember, used to do a lot of collabs with. He'd been doing videos before me. Anyway, after all those years, covering the game, doing press for the game, living world updates and stuff, I have quite the archive, quite the files on my PC of like 1 billion things. Pretty much every trailer, every press thing that's ever come out. And I'm not exaggerating, I probably have a local copy on my hard drive. I have so much stuff. Including a bunch of stuff about like failed Arenanet projects that have leaked out over the years as well, which I won't be showing here today. But I thought, what would be fun if this is the day, if this is the moment? Wouldn't it be fun to go back through Guild Wars through the ages? So that's what we're going to do here. I have got a little trailer reel here for you all. Alright? I'm going to mute the End of Dragons audio in the background for myself, so I don't have to listen to everything. Here we go. Ready? Oh, what happened? Did it crash immediately? So we're going to run in this first hour through everything that I have seen over the years from Guild Wars. So where does it all begin? This was the very first trailer that I know of. By the way, okay, I don't want to mean to big my roll up too much. There will be some media releases. There will be some things that I don't know. And for what it's worth, I have thousands of video files and screenshots and all kinds of stuff. I've got loads and loads and loads. I can't show it all in 1 hour. We can't do everything. We can't do every Living World Season 1 trailer, and we can't do the whole thing. So I've just done like a grab bag. I've done vaguely, I think pretty much chronological, but like just some highlights from me that I didn't put that much prep into because I only thought to do this about 2 hours ago. But that's okay. Look, who needs hard work and diligence and preparation? It's just about ideas, guys. So here we go. So this is the first trailer. I don't know if you guys have ever seen this. And
Our guild gathers before each battle. It is a time of planning and of friendship. Together, we face the challenges ahead.
oh, look at these graphics.
Although we are many, we are united as one.
The soundtrack.
From different lands, we've journeyed to this place to combat the forces of evil.
The combat.
For this land has been invaded by hideous creatures. The blighted.
The Yetis.
Undead. The diseased.
Centaurs! Those made it. Those made the cut. Some of these armors kind of did too.
As guild members, we spend our time training to master our unique skills.
Fiery dragon sword there.
To earn the right to call ourselves guild members. We can fight alone. But
Those
our
guys-
strength is many times greater as comrades in arms when we fight together. There are losses, but there are rich rewards for the taking. Other guilds will confront us. Others will vie for our honors. Some will die by our own hand, and some will live by our mercy. But in the end, in the world of guild wars, it is not reward that calls us, not gain, not revenge. In the end, what calls us is victory.
That's so... man, I love that thing. There's so many little details there. When they open that chest and the loot comes out of the chest, that really is... That's like the chest opening animation that you actually ended up with in the game, and the loot drop animation. And you can see the... You can see, like, the skull shield in there. You can see, like, the general animations for a lot of these creatures are the same. But obviously it looks really tacky and a lot like WoW. And what was this called? This was Guild Wars, right? Coming in 2004, this trailer released. It never released in 2004 in the end. They were a bit late with that. Because they kind of... my understanding is they came in and redid the whole art style, obviously. But, you know, some of these bridges do look a bit like what you saw in the snowy areas. It's often talked about that Guild Wars was originally being developed as a PvP game, and Arenanet was referencing that and all that. But even in this very, 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 very early footage, it was clearly a huge PvE focus going on there. But yeah, this is the very first one. This is the start of the timeline as far as I know it, as far as I've seen. Right, next. What have we got next? Okay, so this is the main Prophecies trailer. We should all be familiar with this. This was their first CG trailer. There's no actual gameplay in this. What's interesting about this specific footage here that you guys are about to watch is obviously I did a little project years ago when Gw2 came out. Gw2 was a very early, it was like the primitive image upscaler. And it was called waifu because it was literally for anime. It was trained and modeled on, you know, the kind of, I don't know, textures and coloring and line work that you get in anime. So the guy that made it, it was like an ironic name. When it says waifu, it really does mean your waifu or whatever. It's to upscale your waifu so she looks prettier. And there was like, you could double the resolution, you could quadruple it. I don't remember exactly how anymore, but on some forum, somewhere, somehow, I saw a guy had created a tool, his own personal little tool, that you could feed it a video file. It would extract every frame of that video file. Oh, I think he did it for the original Tomb Raider games. Was that what it was? And then it would apply Gw2 upscaling and then restitch it all back together. And you would kind of up-res a classic like vintage trailer. And I said, oh my God, dude, this is amazing. I would like that. I did it. I put up, just as a fan piece of work, I put it up on YouTube. And it was a huge hit. People loved that thing. They absolutely adored it. If I remember rightly, PC Gamer actually did an article about my video just on that. Which, and that's happened a few times. They've done a few articles just about WP content. I've always thought that's incredible. After that, so this video, but that's not what you're looking at here. That's not actually what you're looking at. This video file is called, let me, I don't have it on screen for you. It's called Guild Wars 1 CGI trailer full quality pre-DVD printing provided by Mystery Man at Studio. That is what this file is. Basically, after that project happened, I was contacted by someone who said, hey, WP, here's the actual best copy we have of it. The one that got put on the DVD had to get compressed and stuff. This is the best we've got. And I said, oh my god, thank you. And it went into my archive. And yeah, here we go. So this is, and it doesn't look that different. It does look a bit better. And a certain level of graininess and stuff is there. But this is the act. So this is the OG thing. And this is Devonna speaking. I kind of like to imagine Devonna was speaking in that other trailer, but hey. You see all the ash? It really pops a lot more. Oh, you guys can't hear it because I muted it. Let's undo that. Let's go back. Let's go back.
When I was a young girl, my father fought in the Guild Wars. He gave up his life, keeping our home safe. Because of his sacrifice, I grew up to know the meaning of the word peace.
I love this song. This track's amazing.
But now, a new threat rises from the west. A malevolence that seeks to destroy all my father fought for.
Mordecai! Ooh! Are we going to see Mordecai by the end of today? I don't know. Also, Devonna's a hero now. Aiden's in there.
I know not the name of this evil.
Oof. He just used shove. I love that screen. And Aiden's goofy arrow slinging there. Meteor shower! Yay! A skill I recognise. Or potentially firestorm, but let's say meteor
Soon,
shower.
though, it will know mine.
I wonder what they're about to reveal, what the combat is like. Do you think there'll be grappling and stuff? It's a bone
The
dragon,
days
rot
of
scale.
peace are over.
Right, guys, I have to ask. Okay, I'm realizing that we're already like 13 minutes in. And I got a lot to show you here. So I'm just going to have to plow through these trailers, which means I'm going to kind of have to speak over them. Can you guys confirm to me that you can hear my voice perfectly fine as I speak over the trailers? That way I can chit-chat even while like voiceover dialogue and stuff happens. Let me know. Just keep the live comments coming if it's bad. So there you go. That's that. Where do we go next? And like I said, I haven't done everything. This is kind of an interesting one. I think a lot of people won't have seen this. You know, I got some little Easter eggs and things in here for you all. So we see the arena. I think this is deliberately silent right now, by the way. There is no audio just yet.
A day will come when I will finally know peace.
So what this one is...
I will lay down my sword and join my comrades
is a very rare
in
one.
eternal rest.
This was the trailer they made for
But that
Prophecy
is not today. Today,
over in the Asian territories.
I will embrace my destiny. Today, I will draw my sword.
There's a white mantle
Today-
flag there.
I will know victory.
Oh, wait, no, was that Shining Blade? That was probably Shining Blade. I don't know when that came out. I can't remember. There you go. So that's NC Japan. I mean, it has an English voiceover. But that's a really interesting one. Increase my voice a tad. I can't increase my voice, but I can lower the trailer. So we can do that. It's John Guild Wars. I know, right? Yeah, it's not wild and new. I have talked about this before. I guess it depends how much of a WP or Guild Wars geek you are for some of these. But yeah, there's some throwbacks. There's some weird ones for sure. So yeah, I thought you guys might get a kick out of that. That's also Prophecy's trailer. Next, what do we have? Oh, this looks like it's out of order. Is that? Oh no, this. Okay, this. I won't spoil it just yet. What do you guys think this is a trailer of? This is very rarely watched, and these convoys of Dolly Axe moving do not happen in game. Anyway, in fact, Yeah, I'm pretty sure they did. Aha! Yeah, that's right. It's the Sorry's Furnace update. This was the first big end game update they ever did. And I could include trailers for all the end game updates. You know, there was a Doa trailer. I can't do that, guys. It's way too much. So I figured I'd just show at least one. The visuals in here are stunning. You know, we've just played these Reforged dungeons in recent streams and sort of been like, wow, they look so good. But it's easy to forget how fucking incredible some of the earlier ones were. This was the very first one. This was their first update to a live service game. Really. I mean, I don't know. This was kind of before my time. I played the game at launch, had an account, lost the account because it was tied to one of my mum's boyfriends, who then sort of left the picture. And I've always wanted to get that account back, always, but I'm pretty sure it's tied to a real person's identity, so I can't. And then got a new account about a year later, right when Factions came out or something, so I kind of missed this. But there you go, coming to you soon. It's so weird to think what the devs might remember of these. You remember Sorry's Furnace coming out like it was yesterday? Oh, we got an older guy there, definitely. Guarantee you're in your late 30s if you're saying that. Oh, there's the ding. We all know what that chime means. Of course, it's Factions time.
Evil walked the shores of Camphor.
And this is, by the way, my favorite trailer they have ever made.
It rode the wind and skulked in the shadows.
Brilliant visuals. Lots of, you know, really high production quality.
Waiting for the
Cinematography is excellent. The music is excellent. Everything, unlike the Prophecies trailer, everything you see here is bound to the lore. And is, I mean, there might be some minor incongruences, but, you know, it's actually featuring topics that are about the story. This was a heavy inspiration for me with the old lore series that I used to do. Like the dust hanging in the floor, in the rays of light and stuff. All of this. This was the best, and I really do mean ever. I think some of the Heart of Thorns trailers come close. Oh no, okay, not ever. No, my favorite trailer ever is actually the first Guild Wars 2 trailer. Look at that, you just see someone get decapitated effectively in a trailer. Oh yeah, that was weird on the E3 thing as well. We saw a puddle of blood, didn't we too? There aren't actually leaky puddles of blood in the released game. I always thought that'd be an interesting thing for Toolbox to do. And like a corpse slider so the corpses don't decay. They just stay on the floor. I'd love that shit. I know it sounds small, but it's really cool in games where you can see like where you've been because of all the carcasses around. And systems can handle it now. Ah, it's Gw2. And look, this shot in a second is just absolutely phenomenal, isn't it? The Jade Wind. And I will maintain this. I think that Factions had such strong world building. Nightfall is probably a bit better when you include the data mine stuff for me. The tone is just so perfect. And the actual storytelling in Nightfall is definitely better. But in terms of setting building, how can you compete with this?
Much time has passed.
How can you compete with this?
Evil has returned.
And no, I'm not speaking over that stinger music. So good. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, so next we have Nightfall. Nightfall is a bit unfortunate. They didn't have the money, I guess. Well, definitely not. They were releasing these things so fast. They couldn't do a full CGI trailer for Nightfall, which is a shame because this was the apex of Guild Wars 1. It doesn't get better than this as far as Guild Wars 1 is concerned. Unfortunately, it has a bit of a tight learning curve, so it's a bit tricky for me to recommend to new players. You kind of got to wade through the worst experiences. But Nightfall was, chef's kiss. It's definitely the pinnacle of Guild Wars 1. Everything is scaled and structured so well. There are like real arcs, characters that you can really get invested in. The gameplay systems were really working with the heroes. The size was perfect. Just fantastic. Really phenomenal. There were certain cracks starting to show. Certain things were clearly not sustainable. And this was the last full-fledged solo campaign. By the time they finished this and they were already working on Utopia, these people were burned out. Blood, sweat, and tears. All of this happened, by the way, guys. This went from like April of 2000. The first release was like April 2005. And Nightfall was like October 2006. It's crazy. It's crazy not just how fast they put this stuff out, but the Nightfall was so big and so good and so well made. But they were done, man. These people needed a break. And more to that, they wanted to do bigger and better things. They wanted jumping. They wanted dynamic missions. They wanted mounts. And I do believe that was because, you know, there's kind of mount design in the OTN. And I know it took them a while to get there for Guild Wars 2 and stuff, but I think all these factors came in with the engine. They didn't want to look dated. But wow. Yeah, the trailer unfortunately took a huge step back at this point, didn't it? But I still wholeheartedly, you know, someone came to the live chat just now and said, is it worth getting into Guild Wars 2? I'll tell you what, it is worth getting into Guild Wars 1 just to get to Nightfall. You want to play a good RPG? Yeah, there's some clunkiness. Yeah, the pacing isn't going to be perfectly aligned. But I love how we get that little flash of lists at the character creator between every trailer. So what comes after Nightfall? Well, there were other trailers, obviously, but we're skipping straight ahead now. To Eye of the North, baby. And Eye of the North had some great things as well. This is the big retrospective, guys. Keep your thoughts coming. Ah, the EOTN music, but we're looking at pre.
The gem of Tyria, the center of my world.
It's Gwen. She'd been missing from the story for a few years.
6 years ago, my world burned.
Yeah, we had the time jump, of course, from pre to post, and then again.
The assault into the unexplored reaches of
Can I just point out, guys, what is that shot right there? Come on. Come on, prove to me that you're nerds in chat. I want to hear. Why is that shot relevant and interesting and badass? And what should I have talked about many times in recent history but didn't? What is this shot? How has this shot become more relevant? And while we wait for the answers to come in, I guess I'll ramble a bit. Yeah, Eye of the North does have its pros. The presentation, the visuals, the post-processing, stuff like that was better. It found its feet with a lot of rewards. I liked rep tracks. I liked the grind. I liked the shinier gear and armor. I'll openly admit it. The scale was a bit smaller, but then it was only an expansion. I think they sold it for less. It was thrilling, the story. The story, while Nightfall is like the best, just like self-contained story, this was where we started a whole new chapter right here, guys. This is when the Elder Dragon door started opening, and the Guild Wars 2 stores started opening, and we were dealing with the Char again, and that looping back to Prophecies elements was really fascinating, and it was so invigorating. I don't know whether any kind of announcement they're doing today can cash in the same way, but it was so thrilling to see Gwen there and be like, oh my god, they're doing this. And this is where, you know, I kind of entered a new chapter, which was anticipation of the Brilliant Dragon Saga. And of course, nowadays we've seen that all be resolved. And it might not have resolved in the way I wanted it to, let's be honest. But there were some big good beats along the way as well. And I still don't believe anyone who says the dragons got boring. They weren't inevitably boring, you know. It's just how they were handled. It was grind, but horizontal genius. Yeah, exact. Well, it wasn't horizontal anymore, though, was it, in Eye of the North? It became vertical when you're grinding for extra energy in sewer areas. The Elder Dragons were terrible. We have someone saying in chat. No, they weren't. I'll accept arguments that certain bits of the dragon arc were handled terribly, but they are not fundamentally terrible. They are not destined to be terrible. All right? What if I do a surprise and Matt speaks? No, I don't have Matt with me. We'll talk about him in a minute, though. All right, sorry, this chat might have scrolled too far. This is relevant, guys, this shot. Because when they did the Icebrood Saga years later, they remade this exact shot in concept art form. Watch this. Burn it into your memory. You'll now that I've mentioned it, some of you out there, some of the geekier guys will know. And I should have picked up on this. This is amazing. Look at this. I never realised it, but the Icebrood Saga has a specific moment that is an homage to this shot of the Eye of the North trailer. Watch this.
We fled before the assault into the unexplored.
Look at that shot. Seriously, that's how it opens.
Tyria.
That's how the Icebrood Saga trailer opens. You'll see it. we get there in time. God, I'm nervous. We've only got 35 minutes. I really can't pause. I can't pause these things.
Now, the battle continues.
The Ebon Vanguards. We're outside the Eye of the North there. The Hall of Monuments. Something to think about today.
We found ourselves in strange, new lands.
Oh, one guy said it? Sorry, I missed it. Yeah, good job to the guy.
Confronted unexpected
Dungeons, of course,
and
they introduced.
powerful menaces.
Destroyers were scary at launch. Urson Way. I think Eye of the North was when I noticed a lot of bitching. Eye of the North was where I really saw, you know, internet communities. By the time we're coming up to the 2010s, they were learning how to be toxic, entitled assholes. And oh, it was good. Doesn't it feel good, man? You get on the forums. Fuck these devs. How dare they do vertical? You're taking my baby away. I spent $40 on this. I don't have any other hobbies. You know, flipping the bird. Fun times.
Now
I miss you, Guild Wars 2 Guru forums. Yeah, the Jakartis was in there as well. Here's a fun one.
I got a book for Christmas.
I got a sweater.
Dude, I got a cool game, yeah, in my stocking, yeah. I got a new system, yeah, just what I wanted. I have the best mom, she rocks so hard, yeah. Go, mom, cool game, yeah, yeah.
Games make people merry. Get the perfect gift at GameStop. Powered
Yeah.
by players.
Guild Wars.
Bells, woo!
Guild Wars was at GameStop, believe it or not. There was a TV advert that got posted for Guild Wars. That is what it was. How many of you guys have seen that one before? Oh, hi, Malchior. He's an old friend from the Guild Wars 2 Guru forums. It's good to see you, dude. Yeah. Oh, I have to pause. Oh, this is it. This is it. So there you had Eye of the North. I want to be clear, there was so much press between now and what you're about to watch, right? Well, actually, there wasn't. People were calling... There were years where people were calling Guild Wars 2 vaporware. The devs were scrambling. They formed the live team. They were doing War in Kryta. I didn't do any War in Kryta trailers or anything like that. I'm really sorry. Or just Guild Wars Beyond stuff for this highlight reel. I remember I might be wrong about this, but if we're going down memory lane, my first memory of an actual piece of Guild Wars 2 news was a very nondescript post from a dev on the Guild Wars 2 forums, the Guild Wars 2 Guru forums, where they discuss the audio engine that they had just implemented, and the fact that when you stepped on mud, it made a muddy sound, and when you stepped on tile, it sounded tile, it sounded like ceramic. When you stepped on gravel, it sounded like that. When you say, and it was that really, and it was just some sound bites. That was my memory is that was the first genuine piece of Guild Wars 2 news after the PC Gamer Movement of the World article and all of that, and then they had gone silent. And then there was another huge gap, and I remember lots of us would post feedback on the wiki. I remember, you might be able to find it out there somewhere, I posted my proposal for Guild Wars 2, which was that they should have a system whereby there are roads that connect the cities. And if you step off of the road, it's dangerous because there'll be enemies nearby. But the enemies closest to the roads are low level. And as you step further away, they get higher and higher level. And it gets more dangerous the further you go. And I was thrilled by this concept. And I really thought that was the thing to do for Guild Wars 2. I remember posting that. This was before I made videos. I remember that. And it got buried. And it was irrelevant nonsense. I also remember there was a kid on the Guild Wars 2 Guru forums who fucking loved Naruto and anime, and he became really notorious over the years for just pushing ninjas and nunchucks and throwing stars and anime this and anime that, anime, to the point that the devs even would talk about him when they finally got to the conventions. I know it's a black screen. I have the trailer paused. I know. All right, sorry. So anyway, blah, 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 blah. Then, on that fated day, Cologne, 2009, Martin Kirstein is on stage, hyping up the crowd. Don't know what he's up to anymore. A few other big names that are still around to this day. A black screen. And then, this. Sound of water. Oh, I'm totally inobjective here. It's just nostalgia. I fucking love this trailer. This is the best trailer that they ever did. We might be about to be watching the equivalent, guys.
The dragons
Guys, I have to stop pausing. What if the next game, right? If it's the whole Or thing and all of that, right? What if they do this shot but in reverse? Huh? Huh?
Sleeping deep beneath the earth, beneath the sea,
We of course see this in a raw story mode as well.
waiting for the time to rise.
Alright, I'll stop pausing, I promise us.
100 years ago, the drowned empire of Or rose from the sea at a dragon's command. A dragon whose name is written in the legends of the dwarves. A dragon known as Zaitan.
Why is my avatar spam talking? Because that's all I do, I spam talk.
Hungry for destruction. Our ancestors fought against the tide. But Zaitan's power was too great. We have learned from those defeats. We learned that no single nation can fight alone and succeed. The 5 races must stand together against their enemies.
Evan never ended up looking like that.
And
there's
refuse to surrender.
Boy Logan. I think you'll see the OG design here for Kate as well, by the way.
Heroes come together in glory.
Yeah.
Discovering new magic. New technology.
When they were a bit more elven, they got reworked. All this stuff is so exciting, man. Oh, I really wanted to play all the races. And the detail and quality on this shot.
It is time for legends to become real.
Here we go from concept art to the footage, and now it's all in game. And look, the day-night cycle and a big open world, not like Guild Wars 1. And verticality. And look at all the wildlife. I remember thinking that was a Grawl, but it's a Char actually. Or is it a Grawl? I don't know. The Divinity's Reach Dam. Of course, we know where all these things are now. There's just Logan, San is Moore. That's Ascon Catacombs. This is the old original LA that we didn't actually really get in the end. A very exciting LA. Holy shit, $100 donation. Thank you so much. Look at the OG Rat Assume. You've been following me since Matt Greenspring. Wow, dude. The Nightfall Watcher. Thank you, F. Bradley. That's so amazing of you, dude. Thank you. Holy shit. Oh, and we did the Tyria 3D videos showing this off. This here doesn't even really exist. It was just like a tacked on. This was basically made for the promotional material. I hate to breeze past that $100 donation. I'm so sorry. You deserve a lot more fanfare than that, but holy fuck. We're not going to get through all the trailers if I if I pause too much. Here, I remember we see these Coden in this shot. I thought that this was another form of Norn transformation because we've been introduced to it already in Eye of the North. Except now you'd actually, you know, fully get to be them and fully transform. You wouldn't just get a skill bar change. Here's the OG Sylvari, looking a bit like carrots and stuff. I don't think the OG Sylvari looked that bad, but the Sylvari are probably the greatest unit. I don't know, the Char or the Sylvari, they're both very, very big for Guild Wars, aren't they? Really, really interesting designs. Designs that, like, this franchise, this IP owns, you know. No one else really has anything quite like them. And the question becomes, what will we see going forwards? There's the corpse of Zaitan, question mark? That was a weird one, wasn't it? Where it seemed like there was going to be a whole dungeon where you went in the dragon's mouth. Again, there was a lot more Tyria 3D stuff we did with that. It'd be so weird to show Zaitan's body in the trailer. There's the crate in Ascalon that made me get my mini Naga.
Claim your destiny. Forge your legend.
The concept art reel. Epic, poetic, broad, fantasy. I'll say there were also some fantastic promotional materials they did, which was just that concept art with like ambient soundtracks, and those are the best things ever to work to, by the way. I don't know whether they're still hosted online. I don't know how them the real, because each one's like 20 minutes long, but they were so captivating. I just imagine Arenanet writers and world builders and designers and map editors and stuff listening to that stuff while they did their work. Like, it was like the sounds of birdsong and rivers running and electrical whiz bangs and things while you're looking at like animated Guild Wars 2 concept art. They were so cool. I loved those things. So what else do we have here? We have more trailers from Guild Wars 2. I think this was the 1-year anniversary we're looking at now. Yeah, with the Fear Not This Night music. I have to turn this up or you guys will never hear the fucking thing. This also was still very much the vibe, right? The tragedy of Traherne. I don't know. Oh, this is actually way late. I don't know. I can't remember when this one came out. Like I said, it's mostly chronological. There was so much for me to pick through. I think this might be the launch trailer. Don't we see the airships over LA on this one? Which never really ended up in game, but whatever. That was an interesting shot. Weren't there 2 Seraph there? Look at this, man. I think Arenanet themselves should be popping champagne today and giving themselves a pat on the back. Look at what they've done. It's so easy to get back down in the negativity and the, you know, and focus just on the release of the day. But look at all the fucking stuff they've done, man. It's so easy to be like, oh, that's Guild Wars. That's one product. That's one franchise. That's one thing. But the amount of look at remember all the. Do you know how hype it was seeing those bears outside Holbrack? And when the convention and alphas came, there you go. There's the airships. That was always such an incredible shot. And that's it, a war against the old undead Zaitan. So good. And now it becomes epic battle. Oh my god, it's nearly 22. What am I going to do? I'm not going to be able to get through all of this. Here's tech, of course. This was the big update after 1 year. We got LFG and we got a renewed idea at Endgame. I still think that the OG 150-man tech at the original balance tuning was fucking amazing. I'd love to see them reimagine that as a raid one day. It still wouldn't really hit the bar because it really is about the big scale. But the tech is just not the same nowadays. And here they're just showing all the big bosses. We had Baradin, that's me. Whoa, a Necromancer manually detonating his minions, not relying on Death Nova? Oh my god! Whoa, it's Lich form! Epic screen shake. Jormungandr, that's a tutorial boss? Oh, the way we were. Yeah, fire your cannons, baby. Whoa, I remember all the bitching that there were red LEDs on the mines. You know, that it wasn't correct. Brown Centaur lands, who doesn't have a weird sort of hateful nostalgia of that, considering so much of core was that the Hounds of Balthazar? Of course, you have the Misfire Wolf too. I doubt that gets in the trailer. No one talks about the Misfire Wolf. This is amazing retrospective. 20 bucks. 20 pounds. Thanks, Skylight. That's awesome. Did you know that Great British Pound Sterling is the oldest currency on planet Earth, still in active circulation? Yeah. The Chinese had an older one, but then it stopped kind of sort of recently, so we took the crown. Yeah, I'm a coin YouTuber now. I'll give you those little bits of trivia. It's a new value. So there we have a thief. Makes me think about when, you know, the later demos that came out where you got to actually play as the thief and they had the thief traits. These are basically snippets of the little show reels they did for various Meet the Profession blog posts that they threw in there. That sound effect is not the same. That zappy sound effect for Air Auto 1 on Scepter these days. Look at all this stuff, guys. Do you think whatever they're about to announce has got this? It's so easy to look at Reforged and to say, oh my god, I can't believe Arenanet moved everyone onto Guild Wars 2. Why didn't they keep the live team going? But it's so easy to forget how high quality of a release GW2 was. Yeah, they dropped the ball on high concept like design bars. They did. I'm sorry, the design wasn't there, and it's not their fault necessarily. Designing MMOs is the hardest thing you can do. But in terms of like the breadth of the content, the amount of stuff that was in this game, yeah, people were unhappy with the loss of the Trinity or this, that, and the other thing. Too much stuff was cheesable. There was no end game, so to speak. But this was a hell of a game. What a release this was. What a fucking high bar they set. And the only way they set that high bar was by full arsing it for years and years, man. Have they done that again in 2026? $5. Thank you, dude. Be careful. I'm hyping you for today. And the Deep Winter, $20. You guys have been very generous. Cheers, WP. I hope a Guild Wars 3 announcement means you have many speculation videos. Oh, you will, indeed. So, this is just a short show reel here. We'll move on from the launch Guild Wars 2 stuff in a second. This was like the Meet the Char. So this was the Black Citadel. There was a blog post talking all about their lore, who they are, where they are. And I remember for a few weeks these were coming out, and this was all fascinating stuff. And we got to look at their home. No idea what we were looking at for a lot of this. Some of this never made it into launch, I think. Like the draw distance on some of these things was a bit far out, and the amount of animated things they had to pull out before launch. It's funny, this music doesn't actually give me any nostalgia or happiness at all, because I hear it all the time. This shot here. This just makes me feel bad and stressed. I think I associate, and there's the arena, which unfortunately never really became a thing. I associate this with being in combat and trying to waypoint. Cars, of course, which we did end up driving in the Ice Fruit Saga. Have I ever forgiven the Char? Sure. I don't know whether the answer to that is yes, or I'm just not emotionally invested in the Char anymore. I don't know. Let's not be a Debbie. Janice says, yeah, I forgive them. Get out of here, Debbie. Oh my god, this one's 5 minutes. I don't know if I can show this whole thing. There's one that I will be showing, for sure. This could be it. I actually don't know the file name as these come up, so... Right, what we got? This might be possibly the biggest one. Oh, there's no audio, though. There's no audio on this. I was scared of that. Please don't be the one.
We founded Arenanet to innovate. So Guild Wars 2 is our opportunity to question everything.
Wow. Hold on, let me skip ahead here.
Fully branching, personalized storyline.
Oh, no. Yeah, you go.
To get people playing together.
I don't know why it's not playing any audio in the early part of the trailer, but this is very similar to the launch trailer anyway, so I'm just skipping ahead.
We're going for...
To get people playing together, and still no monthly fees.
The look of Guild Wars 2 is stylized. We're going for a painterly, illustrated aesthetic. Everything in our world feels handcrafted and artisanal. We treat our environments as if they are characters themselves.
When you look at the art in our game, you say, wow, that's visually stunning. I've never seen anything like that before. And then when you play the combat in our game, you say, wow, that's incredible. I've never seen anything like that. In most games, you go out and you have really fun tasks occasionally that you get to do. And the rest of the game is this boring grind to get to the fun stuff. I swung a sword. I swung a sword again. Hey, I swung it again. That's great. We just don't want players to grind in Guild Wars 2. No one enjoys that. No one finds it fun. We want to change the way that people view combat.
As a structure, the MMO has lost the ability to make the player feel like a hero. Everybody around you is doing the same thing you're doing. The boss you just killed respawns 10 minutes later. It doesn't care that I'm there.
You'll get quest text that tells you
I'm
being attacked by these horrible things. And it's not actually happening. In the game world, these horrible centaurs are standing around in a field, and you get a quest step that says, go kill 10 centaurs. We don't think that's okay. You see what's happening. You see centaurs running to the trading post, knocking the walls down, burning and killing the merchants.
We do not want to build the same MMO everyone else is building. And in Guild Wars 2, it's your world. It's your story. You affect things around you in a very permanent way.
Cause and effect. A single decision made by a player cascades out in a chain of events.
You're meeting new people whom you will then see again. You're rescuing a village that will stay rescued, who then remember you. The most important thing in any game should be the player. We have built a game for them.
dragon. Is that an elder dragon? All right. I wasn't talking there. That was agony for me. I was sitting there in silence because I couldn't hear it on my end. OBS wasn't giving it back to me. So as soon as you guys in chat said you could hear it, that's fine. Yeah, that's the manifesto trailer. That was the for my money. It was the launch trailer, the original reveal trailer that I loved the most. But that manifesto trailer, that is really what put Guild Wars on the map. That is what got everyone into this game. That's where everyone popped up. All these ex-WoW YouTubers and stuff. Everyone, all the articles. Everyone suddenly sat up and paid attention, and they saw that Arenanet wasn't just another MMO studio that was following the patterns of all the other MMOs that were coming out and being kind of mid. But they were innovators, and they were really pushing, and they were trying to fix the things they didn't like about MMOs, and they were trying to do things differently. And it really resonated with people. Obviously, a lot of that stuff you can compare side by side with how things went. Dynamic events and the personal story are the big two, really, that I think missed the mark. The question on all of our minds should be, who are Arenanet today? All right, it's 14 years later. Who are the people at that studio? Do they still have that fire in them? Are they still there to tear down the walls of MMOs and do something new? Or are they looking to tweak what they found in Guild Wars 2 because they're happy with what they did in Guild Wars 2? Or are they looking to tweak what they had in Guild Wars 1 because they've found a renewed love for Guild Wars 1? That's kind of the question that's on our minds, right? So yeah, the manifesto trailer, yes, there's a big chicken. That was the shatterer. Yeah, let's keep going then. What we got next? Oh god, we got 11 minutes. Go, 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 come on. We're still only at launch. All right, this is just Ellie. I just love this thing, all right? This was the Ellie showcase. It was just using skills. Next, what else we got? This was a showcase of the Ascalon Catacombs that they did. Skipping along. It was very cool. All right, next, including underwater parts of the end game as well. Where are we now? What else have I got? We're not going to have time to do them all. I think this is the 1 year later trailer. I might skip this. This might be worth skipping. Oh, no, it's not. Oh, do you guys remember this? Do you remember this?
For too long, a shadow has gripped the land.
This is crazy to me. We just go from all that nostalgia and, you know, tear in your eye, hype, and like the big positive vibes pre-release and around release to what? 2 years later, I think this came out. The community was in a very different point when this came out. Isn't there such a whiplash on this? No, I'm not skipping this. This is an incredible little snapshot. No, man, we're doing the whole thing. The ups and the downs, the peaks and the valleys. You remember this? All right, let's rewatch it. Sorry, I will stop pausing. Fingers crossed. I actually kind of like the guitar in the background there.
For too long, a shadow has gripped the land. And we have stood by, paralyzed.
Whoa, what game is this?
By fear and doubt.
What game is this? This is so bizarre. I'm so intrigued. Whoa, it's a parkour game? Is this Grand Theft Auto 6?
Those who dream of a better world, the time has come.
I want to play this.
To open our eyes.
I want to play as her. Is that Esther Golkin?
And join together.
I think that's Esther Golkin. Oh no, they're going to do a walk just like Dwight Schrute on Beach Day. Whoa.
To reclaim what is ours.
Do I think Hero Chon will have a role in the project?
With one voice. Our time is now.
Oh no, this is Esther Gorkin. Whoa! And this depicts something that is not in the game. This scene does not happen, but looks badass. I always wanted them to go back to the personal story, man. I always look at this shit. Imagine if that was in game. You see more of Zaitan there than you do for like 99% of the story. I genuinely think that's well staged at the end there. That's so bizarre though, isn't it? They had some duds. Mostly the marketing's been absolutely Premiere and Premium. Sorry, I really appreciate the $10 there. That was really lovely. I didn't mean to breeze past that. Maybe Hero Chon in the next one. Maybe. All right, what else we got? All right, this is the Meet the Races trailer. I'm going to skip it, guys.
My name is Logan Thackeray. I'm human. A citizen of the nation of Kryta.
Oh, but I don't want to.
I defend Divinity's Reach.
I have to. You get a little bit on Logan and Ritlog. That was a very good one as well. I have to skip it. Okay, hold on. Real question here. The Summer Games Fest, is there going to be like 10 minutes of preamble before they start showing stuff? Or what? How much time do I have? Which one is this? I could have done the Halloween trailers. I could have done the Winter's Day trailers. I think this is Meet the Asura, actually. Which, again, is amazing, but I'm going to skip it. I'm going to start skipping the intro stuff as well. I think this is Meet Lion's Arch. Oh, pre-steering music. LA was... Isn't this like the best fucking designed MMO town? I mean, there's some hot competition out there, I do acknowledge. Next.
The all-powerful Elder Dragons have woken from their slumber, corrupting the land of Tyria. Now, heroes from the 5 great races of Tyria must set aside ancient rivalries to face the Elder Dragons together or die apart. Enter the world of Guild Wars 2, a vast realm of great beauty.
I hate that bit there, because he's doing a British accent, but then he says vast, like an American. Yeah, this was like the story so far thing in prep for Season 1, basically, and it taught you a bit about, you know, the fundamental systems in the game. Skip. What is this? This is pre-release.
Inside. Preparing flashbang. Flashbang in.
It's the 10th profession, guys. This is great. I can't believe I have time to do this, man.
Targets neutralized. Team Arena's Oscar Mike.
And I would love a full version of that song. That is Guild Wars music, but it's like chiptune or whatever.
All right. Let's see what we got here. Alright, there you are. Pull back a little bit. There we go. Cue our little friend.
The Wilhelm scream there.
Alright.
Oh my god, I want to play a sniper? Yeah, I think 1 year... What was it? It was April Fool's 1 year was Commando, and then the next year it was the Bard? No, that's not right. I think this was just April Fool while they were releasing the professions. I think they actually figured out actual words for those initialisms there as well, by the way. The arena on his side. It was like action ready. Something, 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 something. Alright, come on. We just got to get to the big chicken and then I've got to start skipping. Oh, here we go.
Get down, get down. We've got incoming. That's a big chicken.
That's a big chicken.
Arena 1 to command, requesting air support. Command to Arena 1, unleashing the hounds.
This shit was crazy, man. Right, I'm skipping. We gotta go next. It's funny though. This is our history, guys. Okay, here's another. This is just a fun one for me. This was the first footage I ever saw of Guild Wars 2. This is shaky cam footage from that original Gamescom in Cologne. I don't know what it was for you guys, but I know what it was for me. It was this guy. He recorded this on his phone and uploaded it within like the first hour of the demos being available on the show floor. It was the first thing that was posted to Guild Wars 2 Guru. And it was wild. I can still feel it a little bit in my chest now today, 14 years later. I've been like, holy shit, look at this game. Look at the animations. Someone in chat just now mentioned how weighty everything was. That weightiness is all gone the more that they've sped everything up and up and up and up and up, which is, in my opinion, always been a mistake. But here it was still at that level, right? And all the discussion became about energy potions, really. But I remember the UI. This was crazy to see. This was crazy. And this was the first thing. This is only a few seconds long. There's only a couple more seconds before this is over. The outlines on the characters. I reckon in another 20 years I'll still remember this exact thing. And then, of course, there was a whole load of stuff going on in the demos. The best guys for the demos I'll show you is the next clip. It was these guys, Wartower, wartower.de. The Germans always do the best stuff. Can I just say, I've become very ordo-liberal in my recent readings and musings. I have a lot of respect for Germany. The central bank keeping inflation down. Anyway, Wartower did some sick demos. Really good footage. Excellent white balance. You could actually see what was going on the screen. They had good talk-throughs of it. I'm skipping around here, sorry. This one's like really long. They were the bread and butter. And I had many a conversation with them and said, hey guys, can I use your footage in some of my commentaries and some of my Q&As? This is actually one of the later demos here because we're in Gandaren. There's still energy potions, but I think traits had been reworked at this point. And the thief was playable for the first time. Wartower were gods, man. They were the best. So there you go. It's now 0:00. What do I do? I guess I have to stop. We have to stop. Oh. Well, there you have it. I'm going to put this as a video online. I've got so much more. I was going to take us through all the Guild Wars 2 era as well. Right up to the Reforged trailers. But we're going to have to go see what's going on now. So thank you very much for watching, those who have watched this. Just a little trip down memory lane before whatever has been announced. Thank you all. See you next time. Right, okay. What do we do?